They say the American highway is haunted, not by one ghost, but by the road itself, a living thing that remembers every wreck, every scream, every life it claimed. I didn't believe it, not until Highway 666 took everything from me. My name's Jake Harlan, 42 now, ex-trucker from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Been hauling freight coast to coast for 18 years, everything from Walmart loads out of Bentonville to hazmat runs through the Southwest deserts. I've seen wrecks that'd make your blood run cold, jackknifed semis spilling pigs across I-40, fiery pileups on I-10 where the dead don't burn clean. But nothing prepped me for what happened on old U.S. Route 666 in 2024. It started normal. Late October haul from Albuquerque to Gallup, New Mexico. Dry goods for a casino supply chain. Dead and night run to beat traffic. I'd grab coffee at Love's and ABQ. CB radio crackling with chatter about a storm front rolling in from Arizona. Watch the res roads, boys, some old-timer warned. Skinwalkers out when the moon's low. I laughed it off. Navajo legends for the tourists. My rig was a 22 Freightliner Cascadia, 63 feet of steel beast, CB handle, Sooner Storm, sleeper cab with my thermos, protein bars, and a .38 revolver under the mattress for the sketchy stops. Mile marker 666 was coming up, that cursed stretch through the Navajo Nation, where the highway used to be numbered Devil's Road before they changed it to 491 in '07. Superstitious nonsense, I thought. Around 2:17 a.m., fog hit like a wall. Not rain fog, thick, glowing white, swallowing headlights. My wipers slapped uselessly. CB went silent except for static bursts. Then the first sign, a figure on the shoulder. Woman in a white sundress, no coat, barefoot and 40-degree chill. Thumb out like every vanishing hitchhiker tale. I slowed, trucker code. You don't leave 'em to freeze. Pulled over 50 yards ahead. She approached slow, mid-20s, long black hair, skin pale as the fog. Albuquerque? She asked, voice flat, eyes not meeting mine. Gallup run. Hop in, but it's warm only. Door hissed open. She climbed in, bringing graveyard cold. No purse, no phone. Sat rigid, staring ahead. What's your name? I asked, merging back. Mary. Simple. Too simple. Silence for 10 miles. Fog thickened. CB hissed like distant screams. Then she spoke. You ever feel watched? Every trucker has. Shadows on the shoulder. Moonwalkers. Yeah. She turned. Eyes wrong. Too wide. Pupils swallowing light. They're not shadows. They remember. Chill hit my spine. What remembers? The road. Her hand brushed the dash. Skin felt like leather left in the sun. Every death replays, pulls you in. I laughed nervous. Folklore, like the Skinwalker Ranch crap up near there. She smiled, teeth even, too many. Skinwalkers wear skins. This road wears souls. Mile marker 666. Fog so thick, lines vanished. Truck slowed like dragging chains. Engine growled low. She pointed left. A dirt turnout. No sign. Stop here. No service that way. Home's close. Against good, I pulled off. Gravel crunched. Shack ahead. Rotted boards. No lights. She got out. Come see. I killed the engine. CD screamed static. Not human. Jumped in the bed. Faded. Shack door creaked open. Inside, figures. Old women in shawls. 4. Rocking chairs empty before. Family, she said. Stepped in. Smell hit. Rot. Copper blood. Women turned. Faces stretched. Eyes yellow. Claws from fingers. Jake, one rasped. Knew my name. Ran. Mary blocked door. Dress shredded. Fur rippling underneath. Joined the replay. Lunged. Claws raked arm. Burned like acid. Truck 10 yards. Door wouldn't latch. She, no it, grabbed ankle. Pulled. Fought free. Cab door slammed. Keyed ignition. Nothing.
Headlights caught 'em, pack circling rig, howling Navajo chants mixed with trucker CB ghosts. Help, cold, not human. Gun, 38 barked, glass shattered on one. It yelped, fur smoking, engine roared alive, floored it, rear view shapes chasing, faster than coyotes. One leaped bed, thump shook frame. CB exploded, my voice, pull over, home's close. Drove blind. Dawn broke near Shiprock, famous rock formation, UFO hotspot. Pulled into a TA truck stop, shaken, bloody arm. Called boss, wrecked load, mechanical. Sheriff came, Pender County type, NC draw. Wait, wrong state. No, Gallup PD. Arm wounds, 3 slashes, no infection. Skinwalker scratches, deputy muttered. Res law, don't talk. Found Mary's ID in cab, faded photo. Emily Carver, missing 2014 from Route 666 crash. Body never found till 23 construction. Rig inspected, claw marks inside bedliner. CB fried, replaying her voice looped. Quit trucking, moved to Tulsa suburbs. Nightmares, fog, women, the road pulling me back. Last week, CB scanner hobby, picked static on 666 frequency. My voice, you ever feel watched? Highway remembers, don't drive alone, it's waiting.
I used to drive nights for a living. Long-haul freight out of Chicago to Denver and back. The money was decent, the hours quiet, and the road gave me time to think. My favorite stop was always the Midnight Diner, a little 24-hour joint off I-80 in western Nebraska, just past North Platte. Neon sign half burned out, gravel lot full of semis, coffee strong enough to wake the dead. It was March 2023, 3:17 a.m., snow flurries dancing in the headlights. I pulled in for my usual, black coffee, eggs over easy, and a slice of cherry pie. Place was nearly empty, just Rosie the waitress, been there 30 years, voice like gravel and honey, and one other customer, an old man in a faded Carhartt jacket, nursing coffee at the counter. I took my regular booth by the window, watching snow pile on my rig. Rosie poured my coffee without asking. Rough out there tonight, Tommy. Always is this time of year. The old man turned, face weathered like old leather, eyes pale blue and sharp. You drive that Peterbilt out there? Yeah, Chicago to Denver run. He nodded slow. Used to drive myself, same route, 40 years ago. We got talking. His name was Earl. Said he'd lost his wife on this stretch in '83. Black ice, head on with a drunk in a pickup. She died instantly. He walked away with a limp and guilt that never healed. Ever feel her riding with you? He asked. I laughed, only when the coffee's bad. His eyes didn't laugh. She rides with me, every night, same booth, same time. I glanced around. Diner was empty except us and Rosie wiping counters. Earl stood, left a 20 under his cup. Watch the mirror, son. Sometimes the dead just want to go home. He limped out into the snow. Door jingled shut. Rosie shook her head. Earl comes in every March. Same night, same story. Poor man's been coming here since '83. Lost his wife in a wreck right out front. I finished my pie, paid, headed out. Snow had stopped. My Peterbilt waiting under the sodium light, frost creeping across the windshield. As I climbed in, passenger door creaked. I froze. No one there. Just cold air and the faint scent of lilac perfume. I laughed it off. Wind, old truck. Started the engine, pulled on to I-80 West. 10 miles down the road, passenger seat got cold, breath fogging cold. CB crackled static, then a woman's voice, soft. Tommy? My blood stopped. No one knew my name on this channel. I glanced over. She sat there, mid-40s, dark hair in a bun, wearing a red cardigan, face pale, eyes kind but sad, seatbelt on, hands folded, exactly like Earl described his wife. "You're tired. Let me drive a while." I swerved, nearly hit the rumble strip. "Who the hell?" "I'm Clara, Earl's Clara." The truck slowed on its own, cruise control disengaged. "I just want to go home," she whispered. "One last ride." I floored it, 90 miles an hour. She stayed, unmoving. Rearview mirror showed the diner shrinking, then Earl standing in the lot watching. She reached for my hand, cold as grave dirt. I waited 40 years for someone kind enough to stop. Snow started again, thick, blinding. Headlights caught a figure ahead, Earl walking the shoulder, thumb out. I passed him at 100. He never looked up. But in the mirror, he climbed into the passenger seat beside her. They held hands, smiled, faded. Heat came back, perfume gone. I pulled over at the next rest stop, shaken. Called my wife, told her I loved her. Quit trucking the next week. The Midnight Diner burned down last year. Arson, they said, no suspects. But truckers still talk about it, about the booth by the window, about the couple seen there every March, waiting for a ride home. If you're driving I-80 West past North Platte around 3 a.m., and you see an old neon sign flickering Midnight Diner in the snow, keep driving. Some stops aren't worth the coffee, because the dead don't always stay buried. Sometimes they just need a lift, and once they're in your cab, they never really leave.
My name is Sarah Klein, and for 15 years I was a long-haul trucker running routes across the American Midwest. I loved the freedom, the endless ribbon of interstate, the hum of my Kenworth T680, the quiet hours where the only company was satellite radio and the occasional CB chatter. I'd haul everything, frozen goods from Iowa packing plants, Amazon overflow from Kansas City warehouses, even hazardous materials when the pay was right. My handle was Lone Star, even though I was from Minnesota. Ironic, sure, but it stuck. The story I'm about to tell happened in the fall of 2023 on a run from Des Moines to Cheyenne. It was one of those crisp October nights where the sky is clear enough to see the Milky Way, but the wind off the plains cuts right through your jacket. I just cleared Lincoln, Nebraska around 1:45 a.m. when my fuel gauge dipped lower than I liked. I wasn't worried. There's a little independent truck stop I always hit called Prairie Rest, just off I-80 near Kearney. It's not on any app, no Pilot or Love's branding, just an old school place with gravel lot, neon open sign that flickers Prairie AT, cheap diesel, and the best cinnamon rolls in 3 states. Rosie, the night waitress, had been pouring coffee there since the 80s. Truckers know it by word of mouth. I pulled off at exit 272, tires crunching gravel as I swung into the lot. The place looked normal. Half a dozen rigs parked, lights on in the diner, pumps lit under a rusted canopy. I fueled up first, swiping my card at pump 3. Gauge climbed slow, like always. While it filled, I stretched my legs, breathing in that mix of diesel and cold night air. That's when I noticed something off. No other drivers. Usually, there's always a couple guys jawing by the pumps or heading in for coffee. Tonight, the lot was silent except for wind rattling the sign. The other trucks looked abandoned. Dust on windshields, no exhaust in the cold air. One flatbed had a tarp flapping loose like it'd been there weeks. I shook it off. Late night, slow traffic. Finished fueling, $412.67. Ouch. And parked near the diner door. The bell jingled as I pushed in. Warm air hit me, carrying bacon grease and burnt coffee. Rosie was behind the counter, wiping the same spot over and over with a gray rag. "Evening, Lone Star," she said without looking up, voice flat. "Hey, Rosie, quiet tonight." She nodded slow. "Always is this time of year." I slid into my usual booth, red vinyl cracked, window overlooking the lot. Menu hadn't changed since 2008. I ordered the usual. Eggs over easy, hash browns crispy, coffee black. Rosie poured without asking. Cup was chipped, same one I always got. Cinnamon roll? Always. She disappeared into the kitchen. Place was empty. No other customers. Jukebox silent. Clock above the register read 2:17 a.m., but the second hand wasn't moving. I pulled out my phone to check messages. No signal. Not unusual out here. Dead zones everywhere. Tried the diner Wi-Fi. Network name, Prairie Rest 1962. Password on the sign, Trucker Life. Connected, but pages wouldn't load. Just spinning wheels. Rosie returned with my plate. Food looked perfect. Eggs runny, hash browns golden. But something was wrong. The roll wasn't warm. Coffee tasted burnt, like it sat hours. "You see Earl out there?" she asked suddenly. "Earl?" "Old-timer. Drives a 79 Pete with the chrome stacks. Comes in every October." I shook my head. "Lot's empty." She stared out the window. "He'll be along." I ate slow. Food was good, but the silence pressed in. No clink of dishes from the kitchen, no CB chatter from rigs outside, just wind. Finished, left a 20 under the plate. "Keep the change, Rosie." She didn't smile. "You be careful out there, Sarah. The road's hungry this time of night." Bell jingled as I stepped out. Cold hit harder than before. Lot darker, the canopy lights flickered, then half went out. My Kenworth waited, but the other rigs, they were gone. All of them. Gravel smooth where they'd parked, no tire tracks except mine. I climbed in fast, locked doors. Engine turned over strong, pulled toward the exit. That's when the fog rolled in. Not gradual, sudden, thick as milk. Swallowed the diner behind me. Headlights barely cut 10 feet. I crept forward looking for the on-ramp sign. It wasn't there. Road curved wrong. Instead of hitting I-80, I was on a 2-lane blacktop I didn't recognize. Cornfields both sides, stocks dead and rattling. No signs, no mile markers. CB crackled the life. "Lone Star, you copy?" Male voice, familiar. "Earl?" Static. Then, "Pull over, Sarah. She's waiting." I floored it. 70, 80. Fog parted just enough to see headlights behind, far back but gaining. Black Peterbilt, chrome stacks glinting. Earl's truck. But Earl died in '89, Rosie told me once. Rolled his rig avoiding a deer on this stretch. Burned alive. Headlights grew closer. CB again. Rosie's voice. "You forgot your roll, hon." I glanced passenger seat. Cinnamon roll in a styrofoam box. Steam rising. I never took it to go. Fog thickened. Road narrowed. Stalks scraped the trailer like fingers. Then the diner appeared ahead. Same gravel lot, same flickering sign. I was back. Pulled in shaken. Lot empty except my rig. Diner lights on. Bell jingled. Rosie behind the counter. Earl in my booth. Smiling. "Sit," he said. "We've been waiting." I backed out. Door wouldn't open. Bell didn't jingle. Rosie turned. Eyes black as diesel. "You're home now, Lone Star." I don't remember driving out. Woke up at a rest stop near Cheyenne, sun rising. Fuel gauge full. $412.67 less in my account. Receipt time-stamped 2:17 a.m. Cinnamon roll on the dash. Cold. I quit trucking that week. Prairie Rest isn't on any map now, but truckers still talk about it. About the booth by the window. About Rosie pouring coffee for drivers who never leave. If you're running I-80 west, near Kearney, around 2 a.m., and you see a flickering neon sign in the fog, keep driving. Some stops aren't on the way. They're the destination. And once you sit in that booth, the road brings you back. Forever.
My name is Mike Riley, and for 22 years, I lived on the American interstate. Born in Scranton, Pennsylvania, raised on stories of my granddad hauling coal during the Depression, I got my CDL at 19 and never looked back. The road was my home. Better than any apartment. any relationship that fizzled out because I was married to the truck. My rig was a 2021 Peterbilt 579, sleeper cab with a fridge, microwave, Netflix on a tablet, and a .45 under the bunk for the bad stops. Handle, Iron Mike. Loads varied. Reefer meat from Omaha, dry vans from Atlanta, flatbeds with construction equipment to Vegas. I'd run 3,000 miles a week, chasing the 11-hour driving limit like it was a religion. This story spans 3 months in late 2023 to early 2024, but it feels like a lifetime. It started small, little glitches on the road that any trucker would shrug off. Then it built, slowly, inexorably, until the highway itself seemed to breathe, to watch, to hunger. It began on I-80 westbound through Pennsylvania, October 12, 2023. I picked up a load of Halloween decorations in Allentown, plastic pumpkins, fake cobwebs, animatronic skeletons, headed for a distribution center in Salt Lake City. Rain hammered the windshield, wipers thumping rhythmically. Around 2 a.m., near mile marker 178, my CB crackled. "Iron Mike, you copy?" Voice was mine, exact timbre, Pennsylvania accent, even the slight rasp from too many cigarettes in my 20s. I grabbed the mic. "This is Iron Mike. Who's playing games?" Static. Then again. "Pull over at the next rest area. She's waiting." No rest area for 20 miles. I laughed it off. Prank. Some kid with a voice changer. Happens. But the rain intensified. Fog rolled in off the Susquehanna River. Headlights dimmed like the battery was dying, but gauges read fine. Then I saw her. Woman on the shoulder. White dress soaked through, long hair plastered to her face, thumb out. Classic vanishing hitchhiker setup. I slowed. Trucker code, you don't leave someone in weather like this. Pulled over. She approached slow. Early 30s, pale, beautiful in a tragic way. Eyes red from crying. "Thank you," she whispered, climbing in. Cold blast followed her, like opening a freezer. "Where are you headed?" "West," she said, "as far as you'll take me." Name was Emily. Said her car broke down, phone dead. Boyfriend left her at a truck stop in Ohio. We talked. She knew trucking, mentioned ELD rules, hours of service changes, even joked about the FMCSA cracking down on log fudging. Comfortable. Too comfortable. Around mile marker 142, she asked, "Ever feel like the road doesn't want you to leave?" I chuckled. Every time I hit Chicago traffic. She didn't laugh. "Some stretches remember," she said. "Every accident, every suicide, every driver who fell asleep and never woke." Temperature dropped, breath fogged. I glanced over. She was fading. Dress translucent, seat visible through her. "Mike," she whispered, knew my real name, not handle. "Don't stop at Prairie Rest." Then gone. Cold vanished. Perfume lingered. Lilac. I pulled into the next TA for coffee, shaking. Asked the clerk if anyone reported a stranded woman. He looked at me strange. "You'd a third driver tonight asking that. No reports." I drove on. But Prairie Rest stuck in my head. I'd never heard of it. Next week, running I-70 through Kansas, flat as a board, wheat fields gold under harvest moon. Load of John Deere parts from Illinois to Colorado. Around Hayes, CB again. My voice. Prairie Rest, exit 159, good coffee. No exit 159 on I-70, but my GPS pinged. New waypoint, Prairie Rest Truck Stop, 12 miles. I'd never programmed it. I ignored. Signal bars dropped to 0. Then the fuel gauge plunged. Full tank to empty in minutes. Warning lights flashed. I took the next exit, random farm road. Found a pump at a co-op. Filled up. Gauge read full when I restarted.
but receipt $0. Date October 31st, 1923, Halloween. I threw it away, but the name stuck. Prairie Rest. November, I-40 eastbound through Oklahoma, load of Christmas trees from Oregon to Atlanta. Storm chased me, thunderheads black as ink, lightning forking across the panhandle. Near Elk City, fog again. Diner sign flickered ahead. Prairie Rest, open 24/7. Gravel lot. I pulled in. Needed coffee bad. Lot had 6 rigs, all classics, old Kenworths, Peterbilts from the 80s, no modern sleepers. Diner looked 1950s, chrome stools, checkered floor, jukebox playing Patsy Cline. Waitress was Rosie, name tag, 60s, hair in a bun, smile warm. Coffee, hun? Black and whatever's fresh. She poured from a pot that never emptied. Other drivers nodded but didn't speak. One booth, woman in white dress, Emily. She smiled. I froze. Rosie whispered, "Don't stare. They don't like it." I ate fast. Pie was perfect. Cherry, lattice crust. Bill, $6.66. Paid cash. Left. But as I pulled out, lot empty. My rig alone. Diner lights off. Sign dark. I floored it. December, Christmas run. Toys from California to New York. I-70 again through Missouri. Snowstorm. Whiteout. GPS lost signal. Then sign. Prairie Rest, 1 mile. I took it. Needed chains, shelter. Lot full this time. Diner packed. Same drivers. Same Rosie. Emily in the booth. Earl, old man from a story I'd heard, sat with her. They held hands. Rosie served me cocoa. "It's bad out there," she said. "The storm will pass." She shook her head. "Some storms don't." I tried to leave. Door stuck. Windows fogged from inside. Drivers turned. Faces wrong. Eyes black. Mouths smiling too wide. Emily stood. "Come sit, Mike. You're tired." I backed into the kitchen. Cook, big guy, apron bloody, wasn't human, skin hanging loose. I ran out the back door, into snow, but the lot looped. Every direction led back to the diner. I hid in my sleeper. Slept. Woke in a rest area near St. Louis. Snow gone. Fuel full. Receipt in my pocket. Prairie Rest, $0. Date, December 25th, 1923. Christmas. I started avoiding I-80, I-70, took southern routes, I-40, I-10, but the signs followed. Prairie Rest, next exit. Always. January 2024, last run. Load of Valentine's candy from Hershey, PA to Las Vegas. I-80 West, couldn't avoid forever. Near Kearney again. Fog. Sign. I didn't stop. Drove past, but the exit looped. The road curved back. Diner ahead. Lot full. I parked. Walked in. Rosie smiled. "Your booth's ready, Mike." Emily waited. Earl, too. All the drivers I'd seen before. Faces normal now. Kind. "You've been running," Emily said. "I have a life," I said. Rosie poured coffee. "The road is life," Earl said. "We all thought we could leave." I sat. Pie appeared. Perfect. We talked about runs, about family left behind, about the freedom that became a cage. Hours passed, or days. Time stopped. Outside, seasons changed through the window, from snow to spring flowers to autumn leaves, but we stayed. I stopped fighting. The highway outside was endless. No exits, no destinations, just the drive and the diner, waiting for the next tired driver. If you're reading this, somehow it got out. I left it in a logbook at a TA in Iowa. If you see the sign, Prairie Rest,
flickering neon, gravel lot, warm light. Keep driving. Don't stop for coffee. Don't sit in the booth, because the road doesn't let go. It just waits, patient, endless. And once you pull in, you're home forever.